Probably the biggest mistake people make when in the midst of an emotional turmoil is to make a major decision. Life-defining decisions that are clouded by pain, emotion, and tears simply cannot be right. They are more likely to be counterproductive and even destructive. Resist the urge to impulsively act on an inconceived course of action, whether it is the status of a relationship or a health, career, or financial choice. Insist on time, sound out trusted advice, and sleep over matters. It sometimes takes weeks and even months to come up with the correct answers, but to plunge into an ill-conceived course of action when mentally troubled will always aggravate an already precarious situation. While the pain and loneliness is unique to you, so are the solutions. While all the well-meaning people in the world may offer answers and suggestions, only you can make the decisions and, most importantly, act on them. Most problems require a proactive approach. Consider things carefully and then act. Some simple acts like seeking out advice, joining a support group, seeking a second opinion, or actively expanding one's social circle are small steps that can contribute to a good outcome. Helplessly drifting along and hoping something or somebody will come along to the rescue is often a sure way of prolonging misery. Continuing on the proactive theme, it is crucial to establish firm time frames. Time ticks relentlessly on, and years simply slip by. How often have I come across people who wallow in their hopelessness and procrastinate their rehabilitation? The problem and the pain and the misery it inflicts are very personal issues. Being proactive and setting time frames to achieve outcomes are an essential part of the recovery process. It is not always easy, but having a plan supported by strict time frames helps to achieve resolution and acceptance far more efficiently. And finally, this may sound like an old cliche, but I always believe in trying to put things into perspective. Any problem viewed in the wider scheme of things does become more manageable. Any issue is only as big as you allow it to become. Viewed in the context of the ravages of history, the rise and fall of entire civilizations, the problems and injustices of mankind, and our fragility in the incomprehensible expanse which is the universe, most wobbles can and will be contained. You will emerge as a stronger person at the end of any debacle. Any test adds to the wealth of experience and makes you a stronger and wiser person, able to cope better in the future, and certainly more able to assist others in their times of need. Think of the bad times as just another dimension in your journey. Always consider the positives. I believe in counting your blessings. This is one of the most precious words of advice I have ever received. No matter how terrible a situation is, most people living in a civilized society with a strong rule of law have so much to be thankful for. When you think your world is crumbling around you, contemplate for a while on what's good in your life. This is the one time you need to actually pause, reach out for a pen and some paper, and actually list the things that you own and that you have access to. Most of the world can only dream about the advantages, resources, and facilities most of us take for granted. It can be very therapeutic and humbling, and an important exercise to count one's blessings rather than allow oneself to be overwhelmed by a disproportionate reaction to a loss or misfortune.